All right, so my story, let's see, this goes back 2000 and, this is 2012. So I got my first big boy job. This is my first big boy job. I was still in college, but I was 20 years old, and I had benefits. Wow, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, hey, look at me. I'm doing something. I'm permanent now. You can't just fire me. You need a lot of paperwork for that, okay? So I had one of those jobs, and I remember it was the first job I ever had that I had to interview for. I had like a panel interview, so I had 3 different people asking me questions, and I had to answer them. I was like, oh, wow, this is a serious job, yes. I got this job, and it was a program specialist position over at the Metropolis Recreation Center, and I got this job squarely off of my ability to work in a freaking office. And guess what? I kicked ass at it. I did. I was good. I had all the skills, Excel, Outlook, everything you could think of. I was killing it. I thought I was the best. You can already tell. So I get this job as program specialist, and I'm thinking, okay, big boy stuff now. I'm going to show up there with a suit. I didn't show up with a suit, but I was thinking in my head, I'm going to have like a button-down shirt, and, you know, it's time me go to my office. I found I had a desk. I had an office. I had a desk, and I had a freaking thing with my name on it. I was like, oh, yes, we're there. We've made it. Y'all, my first day on the job, I meet my supervisor, Skip Moore. That was my supervisor. And he could see it on me. He already knew I thought I was the shit. I'm talking the real stuff right now. He knew it. He's like, hey, man, so welcome. I want you to know is one thing about it is whenever we do programs here, no matter who you are, you put yourself in those programs. That's how he greeted me. And I'm thinking, oh, okay. Sure, you really like have a lot of energy and, you know, have a lot of pride and effort in that program. And he was like, no, you're going to be a part of that program. I'm like, yeah, I got it, sir, I got it. I go to my office, right? Big mistake. He comes in, he says, hey, I want you to understand something. Whenever you come here, the first thing I want you to do is I want you to go into that gym, and I want you to check and see how everything is going in this rec center. Don't go and get in your office and get lost. I was like, aren't I here to like work in my office at my desk where my computer is and answer phones and all the little programs and stuff I have to do? He's like, yeah, but you also need to go and check in first. And I'm like, check in? Excuse me? Like I have a timesheet that I fill out, you know, once a week. That's my check-in. But either way, he was like, nah, I need you to understand that whenever you're in a program, you are a part of the program. And I, at some point, was thinking that maybe he's like playing with me, he's messing with me a little bit. I was like, what exactly are you talking about? He's like, okay, how about this? You're going to be running the basketball program, right? I was like, yeah, I got the basketball program. All the age groups are all going to be under me. I got this. I'm going to handle the referees. I'm going to handle getting the coaches. I'm going to handle, you know, putting the teams together, buying the uniforms, all of that. Yeah, and you're also going to coach too. And I was like, wait, excuse me? And you're going to ref too. I was like, wait, what? And you're going to keep score. I was like, excuse me? And you're going to clean the court. You're going to be here first thing in the morning, and you're going to sweep that court and make sure it's ready for people to get here at 9. I was like, wait, hold up. I thought I was Excel, Outlook, computers, button-down shirt. I'm not here to sweat. He was like, that's not what we're here for. We are here to work. We do everything in this program. And it turned out when he was saying program this whole time, y'all, he was doing a circle. He's like, program. And when he did that, he meant this entire building that we're at, this facility, the grounds is the program. You put yourself in that. So Skip was, just to give a little backstory to him, he was an older guy. He had already been working about 22 years when I got there. And he's older. He's walking around with a cane. He's about as big as I am now. I was smaller back then. Anyways, I feel like I'm like about the same size as Skip now. But when I got there, I'm thinking, oh, they need a young dude that can run around and do stuff. Because I'm starting to try to figure out what exactly does he want me to do. And I slowly started putting together that what he wanted me to do was do what he does. I was like, what do you mean? Like, because I got there and he's in the gym playing games with the kids. I was like, that's weird. I've never seen a supervisor do that before. He's like, yeah, you come out here and play some games too. So I'd come out there and kind of feign interest in dodgeball and kickball and basketball until he stopped looking. I could go back to my office. And he was like, that's not what we're here for. We are here to serve this community, and we serve this program. And so after a few weeks or so, I'm like putting everything together, and I realized that he's not letting up about that coaching thing. I'm thinking, oh, at some point he's going to back off and I don't have to coach a real team. Guys, I had to coach 2 teams. 2. I thought I was just putting the league together. I was putting the league together, but I was also coaching in the league, reffing in the league, scorekeeping in the league. I'm just like, do you not know my job title? I'm a program specialist. And my duties, like it just said, proficient in the office stuff. It didn't say nothing about blowing a whistle or putting together plays and running real fast and, catching balls and stuff. But this was the way Skip worked. This is the way that Skip operated. It didn't matter how big or how small you were part of the program and you did everything that was there. It didn't matter if you were the program specialist and you thought you were, this new upstart, spry, fast and educated and smart. You were still going to do the nitty-gritty grunt work. And that was what got me to that job. I remember when I got this job, I'm thinking, oh, I'm done. I'm inside now. Because the job I had before was all outside. Wrong. He's like, no, we're going to do it outside, inside, side, upside, downside, everything. And I was just like, oh, man, is this a joke? He's like, this is how we get down. This is how we get down at M-Town. That's how he said it whenever I talked to him. He didn't say Metropolis, he said M-Town. And so after a while, we got close to our first day of games. Our first day of games are coming. They're fastly approaching. And I did all the paperwork. I've already started kind of practicing with my kids a little bit. I'm not a good coach. Just for the record, we lost every game that season. I just want to put it out there. We lost every game. I remember I had two teams in two different divisions. Both teams lost every single game. But anyway, so the first day of games are coming up because our games are on Saturdays. And I get a message from my clother, I guess it'll be where our uniforms are coming from, that the jerseys are not going to be in on time. Yeah, let me say that again. The jerseys that I ordered are not going to be in time for our first day of games. So I panic, I freak out, I'm fuming, I'm mad, and Skip is just standing there watching me. And I was like, what are we going to do? Maybe, you know what? We can push everything back a week. He says, That's not our fault. The fact that that's not our fault. That's not their fault. That's not those parents' fault. That's not the coach's fault. It's not anybody's fault except ours, that those jerseys aren't ready in time. I want you to go in that drawer. He points at this drawer, and I'm thinking I see two drawers. He says, go in there and get those shirts out of there. I open up two doors, and he says, keep going. I was like, what do you mean keep going? I noticed, y'all, that the entire wall was different doors and drawers. Each time I opened them up, there were more uniforms from years past. Like I said, Skip had been there for 20-plus years. He had jerseys from 20-plus years of sports. He said, go in there, get those shirts out. We're going to close this league for the first day of games. So I took all of those jerseys home with me. And at this point, I was living at my grandpa's house, and I filled up his entire living room with jerseys. And for a whole, probably 3 hours, I put together team after team after team after team's uniform for the first day of games. And I'll never forget, I had my wife with me at the time. I looked at her, and I was like, this ain't what I signed up for. I thought I had a big boy job. She looked at you like, you might need to check and see what you agreed to. And I was just like, man, I shouldn't be sweating here. I stayed up till 3 o'clock. I had to be back at work at 7. I get a few hours sleep. I get there. And at the same time, in addition to doing all those other things, I'm also having people come in because it's an inner city rec center. So people are coming in and they're paying at the last minute. People are coming in late. They need to know where their teams are, what color their jerseys are. Ooh, sir, this shirt doesn't fit. I need a bigger shirt. Ooh, sir, this shirt doesn't fit. I need a smaller shirt. I'm like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be just behind the desk doing that. That's somebody else's job. And I'll be real with y'all. I felt like I was being underutilized. I didn't feel like I was being overworked. I felt like I could have been used elsewhere. But I started realizing something. As I was freaking out and I was panicking, I wasn't the only person there. You know who else was there working the whole time? Skip. He was in his office doing the same thing. And that year, no lie, he coached 3 teams. I'm not even making this up. He coached 3 teams. This man couldn't run. He couldn't jump, yet he did everything that I did and more. And it taught me from that day forward, whenever you are in a program, you are responsible for not some of the program, not a little bit, but for all of the program. And anything that I do, I put myself in. Now, in my older time now. I say older timing, and I've kind of got some experience behind me. Whenever I put on comedy productions, whenever I do weddings, et cetera, I always put myself involved. I always bring shorts. I always bring a change of shirt. I always come and I'm prepared to be dirty just in case I need to get inside and get involved and do any duty other than, I messed that part up, do all other duties as assigned. I said duty, do a duty on the ground. But no, it was beautiful though, because I looked at that, and I'll close with this. I was able to look back on that, and when I originally was mad and I was pissed off at Skip for making me do all the hard work, I realized he was showing me the work that it took to be a supervisor there. And when he stepped away for a little bit, I actually worked in his position, and I knew everything. I knew where all the shirts were. I knew all the favorite games the kids wanted to play. I even knew how to do a Skip impression. It was beautiful. It allowed me to learn how to be a supervisor, and that stuff that I carry with me to this day. So guys, thank you so much. I've been Simply Courtney.